Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our YouTube channel of Spiritual Trip to Vrindavan. We have just started Govardhan Parikrama series. While going into the details of Govardhan Parikrama series, I felt that it is necessary for us to glorifying Giri Govardhan first. Giri Govardhan is not only a great devotee, as per some Puran, he is also a demigod himself. Giri Govardhan, in material eyes, looks like a hill, but he is one of the greatest devotee of Lord. So therefore, going into detail of each area of Giri Govardhan, like Dan Ghati, Naval Sarovar, Punchiki Lota and all, I felt it is necessary we first glorifying Giri Govardhan first. Let's begin this discussion. Hare Krishna.
In the Adi Baraha Purana, it is said that if one performs parikrama of Govardhana hill, he will never have to take birth in this world again. The Mathura Mahatma says, by circumambulating Govardhana hill after taking darshana of Lord Harideva, one will achieve the same result as performing an Ashwamedh or Rajasya sacrifice. There is a very famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Śrimati Rādhārāni to the gopis of Braja, and there it says, of all the devotees, this Govardhan hill is the best, O my friend. This hill supplies Krishna and Balaram along with their calves, cows and cohort boyfriend with all kinds of necessities like water for drinking, very soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers and vegetables. In this way, this hill offers respects to the Lord. Being touched by the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram, Govardhan hill appears very jubilant. In Upadeshamrita, Srila Rupa Goswami has written, the holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathurapuri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan, because Krishna's Rasalila pastime, and superior to the forest of Vrindavana is Govardhana hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastime. In the Vedic scripture, Govardhana hill is figuratively described as appearing in the form of a peacock, with his head tucked in to his side as if it was resting. Its beautiful face is Kusum Sarovar. Its two eyes are Radha Kunda and Sham Kunda. Its mouth is Mukhar Binda. Its neck is Manasi Ganga. Its ears are Kawala Pokra, and his long tail starts at Balarama's Thali, and his tail end ends at Punchri. How Govardhana hill appeared in Vrindavan? As per Purana and Ganga Samhita, it is said that Govardhana hill formerly appeared in the land of Salmali Dipa, and upon seeing the beauty of the hill, the great sage Pulastya Muni requested Govardhana's father to allow him to take to Govardhana to his ashram near Kashi, where there was no hills at all, so that the sage could sit on the hill and perform his meditation. Although Govardhana's father was very reluctant to part with his son, not wanting to be cursed by the sage, he agreed. Govardhana also agreed to go with sage, but with one condition, that if the sage put him down anywhere on the route, he would remain there and will not go any further. The great sage Pulastya readily agreed to the proposal, and by dint of his mystic power, he transformed himself in a gigantic form, and he picked up Govardhan hill in one hand, and he was heading towards Kashi. During his journey, while passing through the area of Brajamandala, by will of providence of sage, suddenly felt the need to relieve himself. Unmindful of his promise, he placed Govardhana hill on the ground and went to pass urine. When he returned, he tried to pick up Govardhan hill, but the hill was far too heavy now for him to be lifted, and he became extremely angry, thinking he had been tricked. Pulastya Muni then pronounced a curse on Govardhan hill that he would gradually sink into the ground by the depth of a mustard seed every day until he had completely disappeared. It is a proven geological fact that Govardhana hill is slowly sinking beneath the earth, and by the end of Kali Yuga, the scriptures say that the sacred hill will have completely disappeared. We all know that in Govardhan Lila, Govardhan hill, the sacred mountain was lifted by Bhagavan Krishna in order to save the Brajavasis from the torrential rain sent by Lord Indra, the king of heaven, who wanted to punish the Brajavasis for stopping his worship. Its reason was Krishna's father Nanda Maharaj was about to perform the annual sacrifice called Indra Jagga by making various offerings to the demigod Indra. However, Krishna strongly objected and suggested that Nanda Maharaj should instead worship Govardhan hill. Krishna reasoned that it was Govardhan hill and not Indra who provide Brajavasis with the necessities of life. And when realizing that the sacrifice has been stopped, Nanda Maharaj is simply on the advice of a talkative little child. Lord Indra became so furious with the Brajavasis, he decided to punish them by calling the fearful Samvartaka rain cloud of devastation, which appeared at the time of universal dissolution. Within no time, the skies over Vrindavan became darkened by the blackish colored cloud, and strongly winds began to blow, throwing dust and debris into the air. This was followed by loud claps of thunder and deadly streaks of lightning. Then the rain suddenly came down in great torrents, almost as thick as pillars, completely inundating the whole area and causing the lakes and rivers to overflow their banks. Krishna understood that the devastating rainfall was caused by Indra, who was attempting to punish the Brajavasis with an exhibition of so-called mystic power. Although Indra was a great Krishna Bhakta, but he had the tendency sometime of disobeying the master. So Krishna decided to teach Indra a lesson, and at the same time he wanted to save the Brajavasis. So therefore he immediately lifted Govardhan hill just as a child might pick up a mushroom, and while balancing on the mountain on the little finger of his left hand, he held his hand afloat just like an umbrella. The Brajavasis, along with their families, livestock and all their household possessions, packed into bullock cart, immediately took shelter from the heavy rainfall under the protective cover of Govardhan hill. Krishna kept the great mountain aloft for 7 continuous days until the deluge had abated. While Krishna was holding up Govardhan hill by balancing it on the little finger, Nanda, Jashoda and the elderly Brajavasis became worried that such a small boy could continue to hold such a heavy mountain. In her anxiety, Mother Jashoda admonished Krishna's friend and the cowherd boy, saying, "Don't you feel anything?" The cowherd boy replied, "Maya, you are always naive. Can't you see that we are all holding up Sri Giriraj ji with our cowherding sticks? There is not even the slightest weight on Kanhaiya's hand." Hearing the words of dear friend, Krishna smiled. So this is the pastime of Govardhan hill and Krishna. Govardhan hill is actually a great devotee. In fact, it is believed that at the time of Aniyur, when the full Chappan Bhog was prepared, then Krishna, it is told in Srimad Bhagavatam, he assumed the unprecedented huge form to instill faith in the cowherd men, declared, "I am Govardhan," and he accepted all the offering, Chappan Bhog offering, together with the people of Braja. So that means Govardhan hill is not only a devotee, Govardhan is also a part of God himself. Hence, Govardhan hill Parikrama or Govardhan Hill circumambulation is so famous that from ages, scores and lakhs of people, they keep on doing the parikrama either on foot or on lying down or on vehicle. They do that and they expect to get rid of the material cycle of life and death. That is why I thought that first we should glorify Govardhan Hill first. Hare Krishna.